Welcome, Ariel, to Division 4 Recap. I am your host, Ledeas, and joining me today is a special guest.
Hello, people. I'm a little bit of everywhere. I'm on one recap team and I'm on another.
This week, due to Blood Bowl doing their server maintenance or whatever they were doing, Iron Master and I could not do our recording this morning, so I'm going to do Division 4 and he's going to do Division Alpha.
Hey, I mean, if it works.
So
So you guys usually do 4, 5 alpha, and what else do you do?
that's it at the moment. He streams and then I sometimes record for another league, but yeah, that's it.
Okay, so right now we are doing week 2 of the Ariel Season 7 Division 4. Let's have a look.
Yes, sir. And right off the bat, we see a wonderful Elven team, High Elf 4-0 over McSkippy's Roasted Garlic Triscuits Lizard Man team.
That probably should make you happy inside as an elf coach.
It does, especially if, I mean, personally, I enjoyed very much playing McSkippy. He was a very fun person to play and talk to. But anytime 6 passes is in a game, I'm going to be happy.
Just look at the SPPN in this game. That's the sickening thing right here.
That's a little one-sided.
26 SPP
Oh,
versus 5.
yeah.
Something somewhere went terribly wrong.
I can't believe he didn't get any kind of breaks. Maybe he had a lot of missing players or something. We'll take a look at his team. He's got 52 blocks, but only 3 armor breaks.
I think the only thing you can do is actually look at McSkippy's team and count the mighty blows. And that's 2 in this case.
Goodness.
So it could have been a case of those 2 mighty blows not working and the rest of the team just hitting the elf with mittens on.
That is pretty wild. We have a
This one,
2-2 tie with Culinary Delights and the Cash Crew Part 2.
I actually am really curious about Cash Crew Part 2. Did he, like he said, buy a lot of players of the market?
I don't know. I know when he ended his rookie season, he had a lot of money in his bank.
500k to be precise. And he only had like star blitzes and a very good ogre.
We've got some damaged people here. No deaths. But a couple of niggling injury. Well, one niggling injury on the Beastman because it's still there. No, missing next game. I'm sorry. And
That's not so bad. And this next game, it's also Mighty Blow Beastman, so he just wants to hit people and, you know, get that claw as soon as possible.
well, he did inflict 4 injuries. The Chaos team. Look at their SPP line. That's a nice spread.
8, 11, 13.
So he's got 20 total.
Yep.
And the Cash Crew has 13.
13's not bad, but having 20, yeah, that's nice. Also, there's chainsaw in the game, apparently. There were 6 successful chainsaw hits.
What? Oh, I see. That's funny.
That's a fun thing about Dice Roll. So, Culinary Delights actually brought a chainsaw versus this star human team.
That
Seems
is.
like a fun one to watch later on.
and the Chaos team is the one with the pass. That's
Yeah, okay, but you know, he probably had, say, 5 out of 6 guys sitting somewhere in a 76 into a 76. I would take it. Heck, I even do 50 to 50 passes.
I will as well at times, depending on what's going on.
Yeah, but you don't need to do it on a regular basis.
No, I don't. I don't normally have to. Most of my people catch on the 83 plus or 2 plus.
So yeah, let's continue.
Yes, sir. Sunken Crypt Lords against the Communist Frat Party. We got a 2-1 here.
Hey, Communist Red Party is still around.
He's got a thrower here who leveled up and got doubles with a strong arm. Nice.
Yeah, that's a good setup for a thrower. Like now we can get accurate. He can be like a blotch thrower, which can throw like a 3+ pass in any situation. That's pretty legit.
Yeah, and if he picks up accurate, it's only going to get better.
Yep.
We got a leveled up
So
zombie who got strength.
wait.
Yeah, the one who got the MVP.
Something quick lots. I need to see this.
What?
Somewhere I don't like getting strength up on like a longbeard on zombie because of the slowness they have, and I would have taken personally guard here. But it is good to have a strength up because it does make your strength line of the undead pretty strong, which is something they do sort of struggle with.
I can agree with the idea of strength being wasted on a zombie, and that the double might have been a good choice. But on a Longbeard, I would have went strength every day.
Not always. There are situations where you don't want to.
I guess if you're one of those people who worry about TV.
Yeah, I do worry about TV. Having that guard is also really, really useful.
I mean, the strength up just 50k to a 40k player.
Yep.
So
that's now a 90k player, so that zombie is going to do great things, I hope.
Well, if he gets a level quick and he gets blocked, then he's going to be pretty awesome.
Or he can get another double and get guards and then block and actually become a Black Hawk.
There you go. I like that. It only took 2-3 levels.
Next match is the Knights of Colt and Panda versus Nurgle's FTDs.
Yep, the High Lord Salt won this one 1-0 against the Bretonnian team. I have a soft spot for the Bretonnians here. I really like them.
Bretonnians are a dying race in REL. Like Ledeas, the king of the Bretonnians, is going to retire after the season. So people who are playing Bretonnians, stick with your thing, man. You're like the only thing we still hope at football. Make Bretonnians great again.
I wonder if High Lord Salt took the free rotter because there's a death.
Yeah, I think he did.
We'll take a look at his team then. I mean, 6 KOs, 2 injuries, 1 kill, 61 blocks thrown.
Okay, so let's see. I think that the Dendrick discharge is the knight which got turned into a rudder because it doesn't seem to fit the rest of the team of the team.
Now you're making me curious. I'm gonna pop over and take a look with you.
It also means that he now has a 12th player and a dedicated fowler, which is really good. Which is not so good as the dedicated fowler is Niggle,
no.
But he's going to be sent off anyway.
Discharge has 6 games.
Ah, so he didn't take him then.
I don't think he did. That's sad. You should always take your free players.
I do like how this team looks.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous.
Except for the minus edge on Noble Warriors, but hey, they're not going to dodge anyway, so...
Right. So, TeamSpeak Crew 4 has defeated the Dark Elves Nightmare on Elf Street. We do have a level up on the Bull Centaur who took block.
The big thing here is that I'm seeing 21 armor breaks. These elves got a beating.
Yes, that's an ugly day. 7 KOs, 3 injuries, 21 armor breaks out of 48 successful blocks. That's almost half.
And 1 expulsion, which basically comes very close to my territory. Last match I had 4 expulsions though, just FYI.
How many?
4.
And did you foul every turn you could, and that's what caught you?
No, the referee just was on point.
4 is a lot. I've gotten kicked out a couple of players, of course, but usually when it gets to that point, when I start doing it, it's to get my players kicked off because I want them to be safe.
No, with me it's more like as long as I'm like leading in the attrition, I'm just kind of like, why not? Because I need to play the numbers game anyway. And usually those things can happen that you're just playing the attrition and then you're like, aha, a removal. I got 2 more players. Oh wait, 1 more player. He got sent off. Oh wait, no more extra players. Damn.
Well, a Chaos team versus a Chaos Dwarf team is for our next one. Straight up Flatulence against Unaccompanied Minos.
Unaccompanied Minos, also a Division 4 returnee of last season.
Well, he's got a level 5 Centaur right there. That guy is pretty...
Basically, we had last season 2 sort of Chaos 4. Well, we had 3 of them, but the third one we rolled. We have an Unaccompanied Minos, which is basically this team has amazing Bull Centaurs team. And then we had Quix's, his Ace Trucking Company, which was like these Longbeards are the best Longbeards of the league.
Ace's Trucking Company is Chaos Dwarf.
Yes.
Because they're in Division 3 now. I played them.
But no, Division 2, I think.
Yeah, they're in Division 2 because I killed Ace.
Yeah. So they are basically very Longbeards heavy, while this team basically was very Mino heavy.
Oh, yeah, I get what you're saying now. I understand. Well, the Flatulence killed one of the Minos, and you've got 4 KOs, 3 injuries on the Minos, and 4 injuries, 1 KO with the Flatulence. So, pretty even game in the SPP flow. You've got 14 on the Minos. And
I also like how the Minos are built like Taurus. Me, a new one is basically a ball carrier, and the other one's a killer.
And then the league leader here, Thick, Rich, and Creamy, played by Jimmy Burrito, against Drakewald Day Laborers, whose star player was a chainsaw guy.
Oh. Shout out to Jimmy Burrito, by the way, one of our fellow sportscasters.
Drakewald, I know that name. I can't think of the coach off the top of my head.
I know something about Jimmy Burrito, by the way. He's that guy who is that ugly, ugly, ugly werewolf.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at it real fast. Yeah, that's the strength up is new.
Yep.
So you now have a movement 8.
Vampire.
Oh my gosh, he's got vampire stats plus 2 movement and claw. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm sure that'll be bountied soon.
I think it already is everything in Ariel's bountied.
So, let's see how the Necros did over the Day Laborers. Pretty even on the blocks. Pretty even on all of it.
With this sort of match, it's bound to be pretty even when it comes to blocking and so on. Basically, the claw and the mighty blow usually takes the edge, and in this case, I think the chainsaw.
Yeah, this probably came down to one of those 2-1 grinds.
Very much, and let's see how many times the chainsaw actually hits somebody, because that also says something. If you look at dice rolls, only 2 chainsaw hits, and then it's already gone. Huh.
And the regeneration failure. Well, while we have you, and since Gengar really wanted to see the team, why don't we take a look at it, and you can tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Right. So, my good old team. I am very happy with the development I've been getting on the Nurgle Warriors. And as far as like injuries are concerned, only getting minus agi, not career ending, phenomenal.
Not even you should be, care about. So Nurgle Warriors just hit people and get hit back. So
I was just a little disappointed I couldn't snag 4 SBP from the Bretonians last match for Hackle on Ganoris.
I am totally lost with that. Hackle?
It's one of those players' names.
Oh. So why didn't you keep your free rotter?
He was killed by the crowd for a surf.
Ah.
And the way Nurgle's rot works, only if your player
Right.
fouls or punches.
Yes.
So
I do like your Pistigo, by the way. What's the plan of how you're going to develop him coming your next level ups?
We're talking Wartigor?
Yes.
Oh, he's getting block.
No matter what he
That's
rolls.
all. That's
I mean,
obvious
if he
for getting that
rolls
watch.
Agi or Strength, I will completely ignore block for those. But yes, generally going for block.
Yeah, but after you've done block, are you going extra arms, double heads? Are you going to go for something else?
I think I'll probably go double heads because Nurgle having even just a little bit of agility play for dodging, especially getting to a new cage, is it's a huge boon to the team.
Okay, then I'm going to make one suggestion to think about. Think about Big Hand.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I was thinking about, but that was probably going to be later down the line.
There we go.
Are you getting any work out of your Beast of Nurgle?
He has actually been surprisingly reliable.
I didn't know if maybe people were smashing against him or if he was smashing against others.
Oh,
Well,
that's the thing. In Beast of
if I
Nurgle,
can get a
you
3-die,
use the
I'll
basic-
get a 3-die. But what I've mostly been using him is a roadblock or tying up agility pieces that need to get away.
Right. What did you say, Gengar?
Well, basically, how he is saying how he's using him is the best way to use the Beast of Nurgle because it's really stupid. The best way to use a player is basically as a roadblock and let people punch you and fail. You don't go out to do the fighting becomes you.
Well, there you go. So what we're fixing to do is take a look at the teams. I'm just going to start with McSkippy's Garlic Triscuits.
My next opponent.
I think he was probably out of Fusaurus last game because he had a lot of blocks but very little damage done.
Yes, the problem with this team is that they don't own a lot of Mighty Blow yet, so they are more playing the positional game rather than the badge game. That being said, though, they have 2 Blotch Sauruses.
Disgusting.
Well, I'll give you a little solid. One of those Blotch Sauruses is a Niggle.
And another one is speed busted. Yeah, not too much to worry about on the Skinks. One with sprint, the other one with diving tackle.
Stinks are not the name of this team. This team is all about its Kroxigor and its Sauruses, which are pretty developed.
Right,
One
but
thing I think you will have, by the way, High Lord, is a strength disadvantage in this game.
I think it comes about even. Oh wait, he. No, he
7
matches me
strength
for
for
guard.
3 guards.
Yeah, he matches me for guard.
I think the Skinks against you is going to be his best hope because you can't keep up. So if
No,
you
go
ahead.
I'm gonna need clever play with my Mighty Blow tackle Pestigor as a safety.
Yeah, I was going to say if you don't position well, you're going to get hosed.
Yeah, it's going to go down to Claw Mighty Blow and that Mighty Blow tackle.
He is going to get a little bit inducements depending on if he burns his bank at all. So right
Well,
now,
you should. And that does mean that you probably are going to be looking up on a chainsaw or something else very fun.
well, looking at the humans, the Cash Crew, Pot Du.
I think I know what he bought, by the way, in the market. I think he got himself 3 new catches.
Yeah,
Because the 4 blitzes, Witchy, Lonnie, Donovan, and Fat Stacks were part of his team, the original team. And then there was nothing.
yeah. The 2 agility up catchers. I mean, Iron Master and I have looked at this and like, where's your thrower? But realistically, he doesn't need it. With 2 agility up catchers, they are the throwers.
This is a fun thing. I think this team does not have 4 blitzes, but 5 blitzes.
The 5th one being one of those catchers?
Linemen.
A lineman. Oh, with the strength up and the... no.
Guard
no.
and strength.
Guard and block.
Guard
Guard
block.
block.
Sorry.
Yeah.
He is on his way to become a blitzer. If he just gets a move up, then he probably, he already is one.
Well, I mean, the Ogre's not doing bad either.
Just doing what Ogre has to do. Just get in there and guard up. The name of the tale is here that he is like a very efficient team, TV-wise.
And then we take a look at the other human team, the Communist Frat Party.
Which is 2-0 right now, so doing a really good job.
That is a disgustingly good thrower.
And he just got the strong arm. He had been just a blodge piece, but now he's a blodge piece with options.
The only sad thing about this team is that their blitzers keep on dying.
They're doing so for the cause, I suppose. Obviously he's got two amazing blitzers. One that's a murder piece, and the other one that can assist anywhere and stay there.
Yeah. So you have basically the two blitzer roles that you need. It's just that the other ones are not getting developed. But then again, Hugo Chavez and Free Click English weren't really good communists.
Two linemen who are one vanity pass away from leveling up, so that might be something to consider doing.
He needs to play on linemen.
Definitely. I think humans are one of the teams that really shine with a dirty player.
Oh god, if both those players would get dirty player, then basically North Korea would be the dirty player.
I mean, yeah, but one of them should at least get kick.
It's Kim Schlong-il and Kim Il-sung. Both DP.
But Nocturnal, if you're listening, if you want to do it for the meme, the North Korean linemen, both dirty player.
Well, I have two foul North Koreans in your team.
There you go. You heard it straight from the sources. Team speak.
Well, yes, I am from Clan Fall, so you know.
Exactly. Team speak here with the hobgoblin that I hate. The strength 4 hobgoblin.
Oh my god. Why isn't this thing dead or main?
That's the thing. Right now it's alive and kicking, but I don't think it has a long life.
Yeah, he looks like not too much development from the last time we looked at his team. The dwarves are doing well. The one took the one injury that if you're going to take a stat bust, that's the one to take.
I can only say one thing about this team. That's probably also why this team is actually a pretty good team. Only one more Chaos Dwarf blocker. He's Carter, yes, all 6 of them. That's the perfect situation.
Well, that is Boat Lord, Lord of the Boats version 5. No, he's got 4 matches under his belt. Just hadn't done too much. Yeah, I just...
Is that Claw Mighty Blow Chaos Dwarf?
Yeah.
That little bugger is gonna do work.
You say that, but they only have movement allowance 4. And we also have a Chaos Dwarf coach with one of those guys who even has Pro. And I can tell you that if that guy hits the field, he ain't going to live long.
Well, I mean, if you're willing to sacrifice a piece, you can keep that dwarf tied.
What are you going to do versus a strength 6 Doom Guardian?
Oh, no, I was, just talking about the dwarves. You can keep him busy. Now, on the other side of the coin, Debt Monkey is not in debt with his at all. Now, he is missing a dwarf for his next game, but his hobgoblins are looking healthy, and the bull centaurs are crazy.
That monkey is that he is going to have an advantage that the other two of course don't have yet, and that's he actually has a second Claw Mighty Blow guy in the development stages.
It just says Claw, not Mighty Blow, but he's on the way there.
Yeah, it's going to happen. If it happens, this is going to be more dangerous because then you have 2 threats to watch out.
Yeah, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Yep.
But what I'm looking at right now is Taurus, a new one. The Blodge Sure Hands Break Tackle Bull Centaur. That is a beautiful piece. And I'm a person who advocates at least one Bull Centaur being the ball carrier.
This is the thing what I like about this as well. Filet Mignon, also a really good piece. Can get a Frenzy, or maybe Juggernaut, and then Taurus, a new one, should just go full ball carrier mode with like Vent or something.
Fend? I would never have thought of that on a bull centaur. I like my centaurs to be murder pieces, so definitely the first one makes me happy. Well, yeah, you don't really need any help. You're doing well. Let's take a look at Burrito. We did for a second.
Are we skipping
the Drackwall Day Laborers?
Oh, I'm sorry. If I did, I didn't mean to. Another human team.
Give your excuses to Monaker. He just made him sad.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll get over it.
The first thing I notice about this human team is the block ogre.
Yeah, that's a wonderful gift. The catcher with the strength up surprises me. I mean, I get it. Is it worth it though?
I can see it. He makes a more reliable sacker.
This is what I don't like about human catchers. Basically, the only good stat up they can get, in my eyes, is movement up. Because they're so weak and so unagile to begin with.
Well, I mean,
they have good skills, which makes up for it.
He does have the armor value of 8, though, so that makes him just as strong as the rest of the team.
Yeah, I just compare him to the Pro Elf catcher, and then I'm just like, nope.
Well, I'm not a big fan of a lot of human catchers, usually 1 or 2, no more than 2. So I guess
can understand that you have 3, but I would only have 3 in like a very high TV human team, because then you can basically abuse the fact that humans can, just switch strategy in a second.
He definitely went with the guard strategy very heavily.
If I remember correctly, last season, and I was there with him, was kind of bash heavy.
Yeah.
That actually really makes sense.
I really like Harold the Hacksaw. An agility up dodge player is wonderful.
And he's about to get stand firm.
I don't know if I would get stand firm.
I think
maybe not. I think I would rather go for sidestep vent.
It depends. Well, if Hugo here doesn't level up, I mean, I think he needs to get somebody that's going to be a dedicated murder piece. So it might be.
Oh, Harold can serve as a dual purpose. If he needs a scoring threat, you just dodge out on a 2+. But if you want to do his job, you get stand firm, and he's there as a backup. He has a thrower for it.
Oh, this just came in, by the way. An REL Division 2 match just ended, Main Netherlands versus Oil Miners. I just want to point out one funny thing here. A Troll Slayer, which is +1 movement allowance, now got -1 movement allowance.
That's a firing offense.
It is.
Do you hear that? I am playing the world's smallest violin for the dwarves.
Yeah, right. Alright, so taking a look at the Necro team of Jimmy Burrito, we take a look at this monster stat freak of the werewolf again.
Hannibal Barker is going to dethrone Hate My Hair.
The Flesh Golem with Blodge. So Jimmy Burrito may have had a rough season last year, but he did do one thing that higher level Necro teams can't do, and that's keep Flesh Golems alive.
I don't know what he sacrificed to Nuffle, but... Okay, REL4, if you're listening, stomp that werewolf. There's a $15 bounty on the line.
You really? $50?
15, not
15. Okay, I was about to say, man, you taking this game a little serious.
$350.
$350. Gonna put Loch Ness Monster money on that werewolf. Nice. Yeah, I love a guard zombie. So
I like the way how everything on this team already has block. Flesh Golem, Blotch, Hannibal Barker, Blotch, the other Flesh Golem, Mighty Blow, with block, the other Werewolf, a tackle piece. The only thing this team is missing is Guards, which should be coming on the Flesh Golems, and Mighty Blow.
Well, he's got 2 guards. Yeah.
2 guards is never enough. 3 guards.
This is the thing. This team is going to become very beautiful and very great. It's also going to stack up a lot of TV, which means that all of you guys are going to have chainsaws. And for the love of God, use it on Hannibal. Defeating himself.
Right.
I play elves, I never get guards, so. Let's take a look at Stubings.
You don't need God as an elf. You dodge out to make a new assist.
Let's take a look at Stubings here with his very injured Nurgle team.
Chaos.
Chaos team, sorry. The slime monster up in the corner confused me.
It's the Nurgle uprising which probably confused you.
The Nurgle advisor.
Uprising.
Ugh.
Ariel, the Nurgle number just hit maximum this season.
Strange.
Loads of new Nurgle teams.
So 2 missing next games and 1 niggled injury on the Chaos Warrior. Pretty sound looking team realistically. Got a murder piece.
I really don't like that niggle on that Chaos Warrior. Like, you might not think about it like, it's 89, it's going to be fine. If you play a guy like me, that guy is going to be off in less than 1 turn.
Well, I mean, I would stick with it personally.
I would stick with it because he has block, but there's gonna be an abundance of Claw Mighty Blow with those Chaos Dwarves.
Yes.
He's got Trouser. Is it Trouser Trumpet? That's got the niggle?
No, it's the top one. Bean Blower.
Oh, the guard one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Bean
This
Blower
is
is
why
on.
was.
Well, it
on
may be...
borrowed time.
Yeah, it may be time to start changing your strategies and having him a square or 2 away from the line and using him as a piece to step in. I know you said, Chaos Warriors are for beating people down like Nurgle Warriors, but I think a lot of people forget they've got the Agility 3. They're just as capable as ball handling as any other human.
I really like Mouse on a Motorcycle.
What is this? All... This is...
Straight of flatulence. All like sounds. Tuba Poopa.
Well, no.
Cheek Sneak. Scootin' Tootin'.
Mouse on a Motorcycle is a Beverly Cleary book, I think. I know it's a children's novel.
Also, I want to point out how everything is like capital letters and then Mouse on a Motorcycle doesn't get one. No capitals for him.
Well, he's got a very large issue to deal with. What's he going to do with that that niggled warrior? I think he keeps it until it gains either a second niggle or some other stat bust.
He has
Guard's
2
too
draws
valuable
a
to drop.
season. He has 2 draws a season. He might just go a little bit dangerous with that guy then.
But I would, if I were him, hold on to money in case he does go down.
Yeah.
So immediately get the warrior back.
Well, the Dark Elf team, Nightmare on Elf Street, coached by Sunhawk, who has all the luck for agility ups.
This is one fast team. Well, agile team, not fast. I am happy to see that one of those AG5s is already niggled, so that should make removing plays a little bit easier in the future.
Yeah, I think that's a new... I think that just happened. So, 2 missing next games, a niggle, a speed bust. It's the elven attrition. You're going to start bleeding people. The moment you start getting decent, that's when you start losing everything.
Gregor,
I actually have a question as an elf coach. Blotch on the lineman. Yay or nay?
It depends on what you need. Blodge is good all the time, but I do like dodge and wrestle, but it's always dodge first.
I like to have 3 wrestle pieces for the line of sight.
I do too.
Blotch.
But always dodge first.
I do get it as well because that makes him a lot more mobile and a lot less reroll eating.
Yeah, it's easier to feed a character with dodge the ball so he can score than it is a wrestling piece.
Yes.
What were you about to say, Salty One?
So, Gregor Clegane, Agi 5 Leaping Blitzer. I encountered this last season, and let me tell you, it is a frightening thing to watch a Blitzer leap into a cage on a 2+ and just deck you in the face.
This is basically a wall dancer in the making.
Well, I mean, he technically has another one that's a war dancer in the making. He just needs leap now.
He has 2 wall dances then. Just
Yeah.
needs movement allowance then.
Yeah, this team's going really well. I wanted to get one of his agility up players, but he never said anything to me about trading. And now with the niggle injury, I wouldn't take that one. I might take a stat bust, like a movement bust, but I'm not messing with a niggling injury because even if I do get leap, he's too easy to fail and get stomped to death. So
the thing is, if you like take reverse flash and put him back on normal terms, I think he's just like this next game.
yeah,
He is. So if you take that guy and take him back out, and if you just fire Ajax and Boba, then this team is actually looking very good.
It's going to be very TV efficient, and he's going to be guaranteed inducements.
Yep.
And what I'd like to see from this. Now, I'm not like I might lose to this guy, but I want to see the Agility 5 Blitzers and the Juggernaut Witch Elf live to next season. I'm very curious to see the development on this.
Yeah, the Juggernaut Witch Elf is something I really like as well. Also, look at how Jump Up and Juggernaut complete each other, those two little icons.
I never noticed that. They do look pretty well.
It just looks like one dude now.
I mean, one half is a lady.
It still looks
She's a
nice.
witch elf.
Well, let's take a look at Vort and his Bretonians, who are taking a bit of a shellacking this season.
Yeah, guilty for killing one of his blockers.
He has those knights though are still holding tight, still doing well.
The only thing I see here is a Bretonian team on how it should be built. Knights should be fat, blockers should be okay, linemen should be non-existent.
I agree. I'm not a big fan of the blockers, to be honest with you, when I play my Bretonians.
They're okay to have.
They have a
wrestle. They have a real strange development, but they're easy to create into ball sackers, which is a really good thing to have as a Bretonian. Also, there is this sort of thing where a Bretonian team would get fent on every player because they already have it on so many linemen. Getting it then on the blockers and blitzes as the first kill actually makes it a very fun team.
Well, I mean, I've played an all peasant team, and you may not win very many games, but I guarantee you will aggravate the hell out of everyone.
Just the whole time, no, you will not hit me.
One of the first games I ever played was my lineman peasants against someone who was running a very lineman-heavy orc team, and none of us did anything. 16 turns, ball never picked up.
Now, I know everyone's has been ripping on Vort for this, but I love the shadowing tackle.
Yeah.
Blitzer.
When we were reviewing him last year, Iron Master and I, Iron Master questioned it at first, and I thought of your dwarf with shadowing, and it was like, if the shadowing dwarf was aggravating with a movement of 4, 7 makes him competent.
But now here's
movement allowance 7 is the lowest movement allowance where you take shadowing on, basically. This guy needs to get a movement allowance up to become even more effective at what he does. But from movement allowance 7 or lower, you can do it.
Here's a quirk about shadowing that most people don't realize or don't know exists because they don't run into shadowing. Is if you block next to a shadowing piece and you move forward, it can follow you. And that means it can follow you and get an easy dodge out.
I just in my game this week, the guy leapt away and the shadowing got to roll.
The fun thing about this player is it doesn't have much kills yet, and he already has like blood shadowing. This means he can get, because he's an agility player, diving tackle, sidestep, and fend. And if he has those 3 skills, what sort of an annoyance is this then?
Do the knights get agility?
First. Yes, they do get agility now.
Okay. Well, I knew
Agility passing.
I knew they had the passing, but I for some reason I thought they were strength, but I guess that makes more sense.
Agility was a recent change.
Was it?
But
They're gapped now.
though, to the discredit here, he's built for anti-elf in a division that's kind of leaning towards bash.
Well, last season he was in a very heavy agility league. There was very little bash. So,
This is why the next level up should probably first be diving tackle, just to force the turnovers. And then sidestep to be keeping on following people.
He's got a lot of rebuilding to do either way.
I don't know if I'd go
linemen.
the diving tackle first, because if it fails, your guy's on the floor.
So,
And most people aren't, well, Ash isn't going to want to dodge away. They're going to want to punch.
it's worth the risk because a turnover is a turnover.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not a big fan of diving tackle in general. Usually, you've got to really commit to diving tackle to get enough pieces to do it.
Like Kislev.
Sure. They have, what, 4?
4 out of the stock.
Right. That's enough to build a strategy around when you have to level everyone up. You know, I put diving tackle on an assassin, and then he was dead, so I never even got to use him. So.
And you gotta remember that a Wolf Rider was one of the most legendary orcs in the G-Man, which was a blotch stand firm diving tackle piece.
Never heard of him. I came in season 4.
He did die.
The next, the Redbeard coach running the Sunken Crypt Lords. This is a team that is keeping fit, trim, and effective.
He needs to organize his team. It's an eyesore.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but it is what it is, and he did strength up his zombie that we saw when we were looking over the games.
The good thing about this team is count the amount of cards. For another team, that's already pretty amazing.
I like the Pylon Mighty Blow White. I would have went with that myself.
He's close to tackle soon.
The fact that he has 4 cards with a white and a mummy not even having guards means a lot. This team's going to be really, really powerful in the future.
So, the white levels up and gets a double. Do you give him dodge, or do you give him jump up?
Jump up. If he's got piling on, you're going to take jump up.
I don't know, to be honest. Normally I would also say jump up because you go straight for the killer routes, but that is one of those teams which thrive in diversity rather than just like doing one job. And having multiple blotch pieces is actually really useful. I used to have another team which had 6 blotch pieces, so both whites had blotch and my 4 ghouls had blotch. And I felt like playing a semi-Amazon team.
Oh, he once had a skeleton with dirty player, but it got killed. So, hoping to see that.
Something he needs.
Yeah.
He could have taken Sneaky Kid instead of plus strength.
On a zombie.
I would advocate it.
If you were going to make that kind of a crazy play, I would have gone with leader over.
That's actually not a bad idea. Zombies are durable. They can regenerate.
Yeah.
That's a free reroll that you can trim your TV down to be more efficient.
But Sneaky Kids tend to get a reputation like Gary Friendly.
Well, I mean, you think
But
about
when
it.
I'm looking,
If he went with the leader, he would not only save the what
Sorry.
40 on the reroll, but he would have saved another 20 on the level of the player anyways.
30. He would have saved up 50 on the reroll and 30 on the player, so we saved up 80k.
No, the reroll is 70, but leader would be 30k because it's a double.
Oh yeah, true. Damn.
Yeah. Numbers I can do well. Threat assessment, not so much.
Do you know that Gary Friendly has a rival now?
Yeah, who's that?
One of my skeletons also has 30 player Sneaky Kid. Eddie Killmister.
I've done that before. I like it. It really encourages you to go ahead and throw those fouls, because what was the point of taking these 2 skills if you're not kicking someone in the teeth?
It has worked 7 times already.
He's what now?
It has worked 7 times already, Sneaky Kid.
Nice. Well, looking at Troxbird's culinary delights, You guys should really enjoy that level of guard.
That's pretty solid. And he's got 2 Wrestle Beastmen.
I like how this is basically like Chaos Warriors are walls, 3 Beastmen for Wrestle, and yeah, only 1 kill, and this is a very nice Chaos team. And I don't mean nice as in nicely built, but I mean nice as in they're not going to kill you, they're just going to
Beat you,
and control you.
It's
They'll
reliable.
control you. Yeah, it's a reliable Chaos team.
Truxbird had a rough beginning season last season. He had to use the rules of Lilith to remake his team after 2 very brutal beginning games. He lost like half the players in the first 2 games. So he's
In
done.
this game, for min-maxing, I think I would fire Shosha.
I don't know.
Or run Shosha into the ground versus very
Who?
shitty players and just let the other ones
Oh,
minus edgy block out.
I don't. I think him having a block and a guard piece that can move where he needs to be and could technically blitz his way into a spot is a good thing.
I mean, it's a good thing to have, but I would use it in a different way. I would not focus on getting SPP on the player anymore. I would more focus on getting SPP on the other players, and I would use that player then specifically.
Well, he may not be focusing that. It might just be what's happening with 3 MVPs.
Yeah, but it's more like, hey, you see that murder hole over there? You go stand there.
I don't know if I'd throw a block guard minus Agi Beastman at a killer. He's
Hey.
still valuable.
If you do that, then you get better blocks, because it's a guard piece. It's basically what he has to do anyway. But might as well use him to do the dangerous spacing and let the Chaos Warriors do the less dangerous spacing.
I mean, you have 3 perfectly good unleveled Beastmen to do that.
Well, the other side of the coin is the other side of
Don't get caught on them.
well, yeah, well, but the other side of the coin is the opportunity cost of what's going on. You know, you're making a very generalized idea when games are chaotic. You never know where that guy's going to end up being or who's going to be near him. So, I think he's valuable. I wouldn't spend him willy-nilly, and I would use him as a helper piece when needed. You know, he has the ability to get further than the Chaos Warriors, even if it's not much.
I'll say it another way. In my case, he lost Epo rights.
Now that might be fair,
Yeah, that's fair.
but on this team, who does? Who has it?
Chaos
The
Warriors.
Warriors.
Exactly, that's it. You guys are going to say that every time. To me, Apo rights on my team are 2 players plus what's the opportunity cost. You know, if I'm up a few elves and you've injured one, then maybe I keep that guy in the game anyways, just to keep the numbers advantage, you know. So Apos
Versus me, because that's like putting blood in the water versus shark.
are aggravating. And speaking of an elf team, let's take a look at Not for Science's elf team.
It's a disgusting elf team.
Dude, he's got a High Lord Jr. right there, doesn't he?
Well, he doesn't have another super dragon, which is already nice.
Yeah, but who's gonna
Thrower
get
is really good.
a 2 strength up player? You know.
It's my mission to murder that guy.
That thrower, once again, we see not only accurate, but a strong arm thrower. Now, you
Which
probably know
saves
more
value.
about passing than we do, but are we looking at long bombs on a 3+?
You,
I do elf as well.
I was about to say, I think you are. The
Uh,
go ahead.
sorry. So the thrower basically now has indeed long bombs on the 3+, and actually also dodge. So if this player can get block, you get a blotch carrier, and if he gets an edgy up, he can even become like long bomb silver.
Well, from what I've learned from discussing with people, agility up is not going to make that long bomb any better. But what it does do is help you compensate for other penalties, such as sun in your eyes, a tackle zone or two. That's what I was going to say to you. You know, him compared to my high elf thrower.
No,
This
that's
character and my
nice.
high elf thrower both throw the same way. He just does it cheaper. I have the agility to help my dodge better.
I actually am thinking now. It might be better instead of getting edgy that he gets nerfs of steel.
Yeah, I mean, Nerves of Steel he can get with just a level up, so it's not going to hurt him.
Yeah, and it's also going to allow him to just throw that bomb from anywhere.
It does, and with a movement 6, he needs it.
Yep.
He's got the Pro Elf Blitzer there with the sidestep. He's got the other one who's a bit of a ball hunter, I suppose, with tackle. He's got the leaping,
Bandit.
wrestle, agility up lineman. That's beautiful.
You call it beautiful, I call it a foul target.
It is
Well,
a foul target.
it's going to be a foul target anyways, so especially talking to you two. It's like, oh, what are we doing today? It didn't matter. Kick that guy in the head. He fell down. Screw that guy.
We are just connoisseurs of Irish river dance.
You just
Our
want to
side just
collect
happens to be
teeth.
a player.
You just want to collect teeth. You got fired from the Tooth Fairy Brigade, and
You are a connoisseur of that thing, I'm just a servant of corn.
I don't like the wrestler getting guard.
Yeah, that's the thing. He got a double, and he was like, God, so good on elves, but wrestler, do it anyway.
He already had a guard. I might have advocated for a mighty blow.
Or a stand
On a
firm.
wrestle piece,
Not stand firm.
Why not?
no, you know what I would have advocated for? For Juggernaut.
Why not stand firm?
Well, with wrestle, and then getting Juggernaut, and then getting Frenzy, and then getting Strip Ball, and then getting Tackle, you can create a really amazing surfer slash
Okay, hold up.
ball hawk.
Wrestle, then Juggernaut, then Frenzy,
Oops.
then Tackle. Dude, you're already talking about a 5th level player.
Oh yes, it's going to be an extraordinary surfer slash ball hawk.
You know, by that time, 5th level lineman's going to be amazing. It doesn't matter what you put on him.
Implying he lives to level 5.
Right?
Yeah, well the thing anyway is if he gets Frenzy, then with that wrestle and Juggernaut, he basically can blitz anything and anyone and push him anything and anyone anywhere where he wants to.
I think if this was my high elf team, I would offer that guy up for trade. Some elf team somewhere could use a guard. I don't think this team needs it. I don't think he fits.
I still think
to
it
be
should have
honest,
been mighty blow.
you shit out stand-up plays like there's no man's business.
Well, there's our opinions and our review. Is there anything else you'd like to go over before we call it a night?
Have we already looked at the day 3 schedule?
We have not.
That's something we still have to do then.
There you are.
So, I'm going to try to say this, but damn if I'm saying your name wrong. Felwhite's Quadadai, or Del, versus Trade of Flatulence.
Yeah, the
It's
high elves versus chaos.
Nurgle.
no, it's chaos.
It's chaos. Remember, it
Yeah.
just has the Nurgle picture.
Oh yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Chaos is recovering.
Yeah.
It's down 2 warriors, and the elves are
Healthy and fast.
they're healthy, fast, and they could just dance around them.
And they won last match with 4-0, so we might see a repeat of last week.
What about you, Salt? Which game are you kind of looking at here?
I'm gonna ignore my own because I'm not too enthusiastic about that one, but I'm curious to see the TeamSpeak crew versus Culinary Delights.
Okay.
The Bash versus Bash, and I want to see some attrition because we already have a Mighty Blow Chaos War and a Mighty Blow Claw.
I like how this is the TeamSpeak crew version 4 versus the Culinary Delights version 2. Like, these are 2 real teams.
Hey, 4th time is the charm.
Well, I think he started off version 4. I think he just started there, but I normally the idea of Jimmy Burrito against the Dark Elf team, I would be interested in that, but the Dark Elf team's got 3 missing elves. That's going to be a rough game for him. Your game, I think, is going to be interesting. McSkippy has a pretty good group of Saurus that can cause a lot of trouble, and he is a player willing to do silly and clever things, which can confound you, I think, sometimes.
It's
This
gonna.
could be a fun one, by the way. There is a human off this.
Yes,
this week.
that's the game I'm actually going to pick, is the Communist Frat Party against Cash Crew Part 2. I think that's going to be a lot of fun, and I think it's probably going to come down to dice more than anything.
See. I feel like Cash Crew Part 2 has a bit more room to maneuver with that Strength 4 Frenzy piece.
Cash Crew Part 2 has had a brilliant strategy last season. He just basically bought good players.
But there's a lot of inducements going Nocturnal's way, so most likely going to see a chainsaw.
Well, he does have 150 in the bank as well.
Oh, he could scum something.
Yep. So that one's going to be an interesting one to watch, I think.
Remember that if you scum these days, if you're the first one to buy endorsements and if you use your own money, that money will go into the treasury of the other person as well.
Okay.
It's like tabletop rules now.
Well, I don't understand how any of that works, but all right. And there you have Season 7, Division 4 recap. I have been Ledeas.
Gengar here with the sword throat.
Hi, Lord Salt / SJCT Sauce.
And we shall see you next time on the pitch.
Bye.
That wasn't creepy at all.
I was gonna say, where was Iron?
Iron Master is going to do Division 5A by himself because we weren't able to do it this morning due to the server maintenance.
Oh, that's right.